now proceed to the next section of the conference, that is the keynote address. And I request all the dignitaries to please take seat downstairs. So today, for a wonderful keynote address, we have amongst us Ms. Sudha Shah, a well-known personality from the world of cricket. Having completed her schooling from Good Shepherd Convent and BA in History from Etherage College, she is a retired officer from Canara Bank. She started playing in 1973, and from the age of 15, is a right-hand top-order bat-off spinner. Her achievements and accolades are plenty. She has captained and represented Tamil Nadu from 1973 to 1997. She captained and represented South Zone from 1975 to 97. She captained India in unofficial tests in 1975 versus Australia. Represented India from 1975 to 91 and played against Australia, England, New Zealand, and West Indies in India and abroad. She is the first to score a century in first-class women's cricket, played most number of tests for India, holds record for most number of catches for India in tests. She was a coach for India from 1999 to 2010 and 2014. Coach when India became the first team from Asia to reach finals of World Cup in 2005. Chairman of Selection Committee Tamil Nadu, National Selector in 2012 and 13, and 17 to 2020. She is honorary member of MCC Lords London and received very prestigious BCCI Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. What an impressive personality we have today. Can we have a big round of applause for ma'am? And I invite ma'am to, I don't know whether it's right to say, open the innings. That's not the correct phrase right now. Yes, but I invite Mrs. Sudha Shah ma'am to please come on dais and deliver her keynote address, which would be focused around experiences of gender differentials then and now. Ma'am, would you want to be on this side? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I sometimes wonder, like, when Captain Shukla called and asked me to come and talk here, I was like, cricket, maritime, I mean, what connection? And okay, women empowerment, yes. And with my limited knowledge of maritime, I can think, okay, the captain's there and captain's on the cricket field, and maybe the small percentage of women playing cricket and in the maritime industry. Thanks for all the wonderful words, Radhika. It wasn't a very easy journey. First thing was, like, I was in school when we decided we'd start playing cricket. And everybody was like, why cricket? It's a man's game. You shouldn't be playing. You know, somebody said, go play TT, play one of those, indoor games. You play, you'll get dark, you won't get a husband. I mean, all those things we heard, and then we said, no, we are going to play cricket. And I know my first coach, they were state players at that time. They gave us 6 months, this was in 73. They gave us 6 months max, and they said, you all won't continue playing cricket. And even now when I meet him, I say, see, we've really come a long way. But, I mean, it was difficult at the beginning when, like, my parents were very supportive. My dad and my mom, like, said you could play, they didn't bother about it. But I know, like, we had to practically beg parents to allow their girls to play cricket. And it was really tough, like, it was, I mean, Our first tournament, we had somebody's brother accompany us. And, I mean, thinking back, yes, it was fun, but what we went through, it was really, really tough. And those days, it was like, I mean, we just played for the love of the game. There was no money in the game. And we've traveled unreserved. We've stayed in schools or dormitories. And because the Women's Cricket Association of India didn't have much money, when we went for tournaments, the day we lost a game, we had to get back the next day. And it was like either in a luggage van or by the toilet. We just traveled. And best part was we really enjoyed ourselves. And then after I finished my college, I said, okay, State Bank of India was offering jobs to Indian cricketers. So I'd applied, and the reply I got was, it's only for men cricketers and not for women cricketers. I said, there it starts. It was everywhere we went, even in the bank. After I joined, we had a few international players in the bank also. And Venkatesh Prasad was a bowling coach of the Indian team, and I was the Indian team chief coach. He got his leave sanctioned while I had to go on loss of pay. And when I approached the higher-ups, they were like, oh, Venkatesh Prasad's a test player. So I told him, I said, sir, I think I've played more test matches than Venkatesh Prasad has. They didn't know about it. It's like throughout, it's always been hurdles. But I mean, if you ask me next life, I said, yeah, I'd like to play cricket because I've really enjoyed it and I am what I am because of cricket. I think most of you all may not know, I think the women started bowling overarm. They used to play with skirts earlier, and they found it difficult. Earlier, they used to bowl underarm, and the women found it difficult because of their skirts, and they started bowling overarm, and that's how overarm bowling came into thing. Many people really don't know about it. Even the World Cup, the 50-over World Cup, the women had the first World Cup in 73 and the men had it only in 75. But I mean, really, it's like nobody knows about it. Even we played our first T20 international before the Indian men played. So there are a lot. Yes, today things have changed. I mean, when I was playing, there was no question of payment. And then I think around 80s, the secretary said, okay, you'll get 100 rupees for a test match. And we had to go and knock at his door and beg for that 100 rupees, which we just felt, forget it, let's not do it. But I think things have changed now. The number of girls coming to play cricket is a lot more. Actually, like even in Tamil Nadu now, we've just finished, we've been going to the districts for talent scouting. And you'd be surprised at the number of girls who've come forward. And this is like, the interior of Tamil Nadu. The number of girls coming to play cricket now, it was so heartening to see that. I just feel that today the opportunities are a lot more. Like even with, earlier we were under the Women's Cricket Association of India. And in 2006, we got into the fold of BCCI. Things started looking up for us then. But even at that time, it was like the Indian women's team would be compared or would get the facilities what the India under-19 team gets. So it was like if they get paid A amount, the women will get A amount, while the men will get way above. But, I mean, now, I think after Jai Shah has come, there has been a lot of changes. And the women are getting on par with the men, though the contracts are different. And they're even sort of staying in the same hotels. Like, I mean, not like us staying in dormitories or classrooms and things like that. Things have changed. And I just hope things will get better. And I mean, sometimes when you look back, we just say, okay, the fruits of labor haven't gone in vain. what we sowed then, I think the girls are reaping now. And I just feel that even with the seafarers, the female seafarers, I know the ship is always considered female, and I only hope a female would command a ship in the near future. Thanks a lot.
Ma'am, I request you to stay back for a moment. It was quite a stride. Ma'am, please have a seat. Please have a seat, ma'am. So thank you for those anecdotes from your life which share a lot of information about how gender equality was at that time, pay parity, mindsets of people, and a lot of other things. Definitely things are more encouraging for women today. But they say that there's no stopping to a determined woman. So I can say that for Ma'am Sudarsha here, she was quite determined at that time as well, and that's why she was able to carve a niche for herself in the world of cricket, in a man's world. Thank you, ma'am, for coming in here. I request our Managing Director, Captain Kamal Chadda, to present a token of our appreciation to Ma'am Sudarsha.